Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2, part 3 maybe, of what I want to call the esthetician series. Welcome to my channel. My name is Taj. I do everything from wellness, skincare, beauty, everything in between. So if you enjoy these videos, please do like, comment, and subscribe for more. Okay, so how to start an aesthetics on a low budget in Ontario. There's a few ways to do so. So it all depends on where you want to start. Did you just take a certificate to be a lash artist or a brow artist or do facials? Did you take a whole diploma course? Did you take a whole certification course to be a skincare therapist? It all depends. But let's talk about starting off as a skincare therapist, which means you went to school for facials, okay? And then we'll get into other things. So you started off with your certificate. Now you're like, okay, what do I do? A kit from school doesn't really provide you much to do on clients. So now you got to figure out where to get the supplies, and I'll tell you how to do that. So there's a few places in Ontario you can get stuff. I'll list them here, but I'll also list them in the description bar below. So there's different shops that have beauty supplies all over, and it just depends on where you go. Some places require you to have your certification, most places actually, and some places do not. It really just depends. So what you do want to make sure you have is you want to have a table. I mean, if you're going to do anything with any clients, you want to make sure that they're comfortable, so you have to have a place for them. I would suggest like a small room. It could be in your house, your basement, anywhere that you can really jazz up and make your own. You want a space like that to put your table. A chair. So there's different types of chairs. I like the ones with the back support, but it definitely has to have wheels. So there's tons of places where you can get that. Another thing you need a trolley. So you either need 2 trolleys or 1. You can have 2 trolleys, which is one is like this medical trolley. Put all your stuff on one thing. Works fine for like if you're a lash artist, microblader, even if you're doing skincare, these trolleys work. Then there's the secondary trolleys that have different things. So these are 3-tier trolleys. Just all depends on what you're doing and what you're using it for. Another thing you'll need is a towel warmer, or, to be cost effective, a crock pot. Yes, they work fantastic for towels. I've used them myself and I love it. I kind of like it more than the towel warmer, to be honest. But then again, all your preference, but definitely a towel warmer. You'll definitely need a steamer, especially if you're doing facials. You can do a standing one, or you can do the tabletop ones. It really just depends on your space and how many facials you're doing, etc., etc. You don't really want to break the bank here because you're just starting out, but you don't want to cheap out and then have to pay more money in the long run, right? Then there's the different apparatuses you have. You can get one that's a 3-standing one, a 2-standing one. So the 3-standing one might come with the steamer, a magnifying glass, which you need, a light, like a ring light, and it has like an apparatus with it. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. Just definitely look around and see your space and see what would work best for you. If you're doing waxing, you need a wax pot. So you can actually do a 1 wax pot or the 2 table wax pots. And if you're doing lashes, you need lash supplies. And you can really get that from a variety of places all here. It just really depends on what you're looking for. If you're doing brows, same thing, supply chains. And if you are looking for like a sterilizer, you can get that from the same beauty supply stores, even Amazon. These are the things you need. So you do need a sterilizer, but I would check with your region or wherever you are, and make sure you are following along with the guidelines guidelines of how to stay clean, disinfect, and sanitize. These are the 3 things that you need to know, because you're not using the same tools. You're using the same tools, on everybody, and you need to be able to clean, sanitize, and disinfect, because you're not trying to make anybody get an infection, anybody sick. You don't want none of that. So really pay attention to what you're using and go by the guidelines within your region. So I do know some places use 1 part bleach, 1 part water. That's fine. Some people use alcohol, and then all the above. And then there's these ones that you can also buy that work for perfectly, and you can just use those. If you're just starting out, you might want to just use alcohol and 1 part water, 1 part bleach. You just want to definitely check within your health board. Okay. How to keep these all cost effective? Your best friends are going to be Kijiji, Amazon, some beauty supply stores, and yes, Facebook. You can go on Facebook, the marketplace, type in what you want. There's tons of people selling things. We have Facebook groups for estheticians in Canada selling things. Really do your research, and you can find things that you're looking for. Even some spas, you might want to walk into a spa and say, hey, how much was this? Or where did you get this? I'm just starting out. I'm looking for these type of supplies, but I want it to be a little bit cost effective. And sometimes those spas will be like, oh, I want to sell this to get a new one. And you can buy it from them. You have to be your own walking billboard. So you could really start everything from $1,000 or less. But if you're not looking or paying attention to the money, you can end up paying more. And why would you want to do that? Definitely write down everything. So say you are doing facials, lashes, waxing, brows, microblading, like that type of stuff. Write everything down. Write out how much you charge for each service. Write out the supplies that you need for each of those services and the cost. And then next to it, write out what you would need to perform these things, and then tally it up. That's how much you want to spend. That's how much it is. You want to spend less than that. So you definitely want to look at those Facebook groups for sure. Marketplace on Facebook, Kijiji, sometimes Craigslist. Walk around in different places, Amazon. Ask other estheticians. Yes, people aren't as mean as you might think, and we do need help. So asking things to other people means that you need assistance, and somebody will be willing to help you, I guarantee you. Okay? If you are starting out microblading, your cost might be a little bit more because you'll do need pigments, you need pens, you need tools, but generally if you got a microblading certificate, they gave you a kit enough for like 10 clients or more. That's just basically how that they work. If you did a lash certification, they definitely gave you clients for about 20 supplies for about 20 clients or more. That's why you want to make sure you know what you're getting in your kit, so that you can be, ready when you're ready to start your clients. Facial school doesn't really give you anything, and there's a lot of money in that. There's more money than ever before. It's not like nails, yes, expensive, but usually if you got a certificate, your kit came with certain things, and then you'll have to buy them afterwards. But facials, usually you don't get anything, so you really want to ensure you stay cost effective for that. Similar with waxing, but you can buy wax anywhere, honey. It don't even matter. As long as you test the wax on yourself and other people before you get your clients to come into the door, that's what you want to do, because sometimes the wax is trash and sometimes the wax is fabulous and it was cheap and people are spending an arm and a leg because of the name. That's the difference here. You want to make sure everything works out for you and not everybody else, okay? Because nobody's paying your bills but you, I'm assuming, right? Anyways, so facials, lots of money. You want to start out, especially when you're starting out with a brand. So I typically use Dermalogica. I love Dermalogica. I think that they're fantastic, and that's what I learned in school. There's definitely other ones like Image, IS Clinical. There's Glycomide. which is very popular right now. There's a ton, and typically you'll need your esthetician certificate, diploma, or whatever to get those higher end professional products. Even with Dermalogica, to get the professional grade, you need that stuff. So, and you need to start with the opening order. Opening orders are usually $5,000 or more for products that you might not even use unless you have a lot of clients. So that's why I say it's very important to know what you're getting in your kits before you shell out the money, because you're going to be shelling out more. You're going to be doing extra certificates, going to webinars, hopefully, you know, learning more on expanding on your knowledge. You're not just going to stay after school and then start doing it and then not know. Chances are they didn't teach you much. I'm just going to say that. Okay. Another good thing that you can do is you can go to these different colleges, and usually they have like a shelf, a back bar of different products, and you can typically purchase those products from those schools. So that's like Canadian Beauty College, International Beauty College. I'm sure other colleges will allow you to do that, but you just want to keep that in mind. And sometimes you can go to other estheticians, and because they have more clientele than you can ask them to purchase a certain amount of products for you, and you give them the money and they'll give that to you. Sometimes you gotta hustle. This is a hustling type of environment. Certainly not for everybody. Well, I will say for everybody. Everybody has to work hard to get clients. I know I have to do the same thing. So it really depends on the type of personality you have. If you're not willing to go out and get it or go out and ask, you might have a little bit more trouble than other people who are willing to do that. So if you want any more tips and information on where to get supplies, or you just want to ask me any questions, certainly leave a comment below.